Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Walking Dead Dead City and for The Walking Dead universe. After episode 5, we have another discussion topic here. I want to talk about Maggie and the decision that she's going to have to do, in my opinion, when it comes to Negan. So, obviously, episode 5 ended on a massive cliffhanger where Negan was confronting Renata, and she said she's sending her army, and he looks at her and he said, hey, kitten shit, send your army. So, yeah, I mean, it's on. I mean, there's no other way to put it. But now the question is, Maggie works with Renata, and she has a mutual respect with Negan. So what is she going to do? You know what I mean? Like, where is this all going to end up going? So here's my thing with it. I have been honestly begging for them to do this for years, and I think they're finally about to do what I've been wanting them to do for Dead City for a long time. I've always wanted Negan and Maggie to have a situation where, ever since this show started, I always thought this was one of the most brilliant things they could do with the show, is you present this character that could be an ally, but Negan, being Negan, turns on them, and Maggie ends up choosing the man that killed her husband over that said ally at a time. And it would show the progression of how much Maggie and Negan's, relationship has evolved. And it would show kind of how their relationship has kind of progressed over the years. Not that kind of relationship, you sick fuck, not that type. But, that type of, idea, right? So what I'm suggesting here is I think Maggie's going to kill Renata. I'm going to come out and say it. I think Maggie's going to kill Renata. Negan killing Renata is way too obvious. I mean, they've set that up way too much, and obviously you didn't kill her right there because I don't think that's going to be the character to take out Renata. I think, and I've said this in many videos before, I said earlier this season I thought Renata would be a villain, quote-unquote. Well, it's definitely seeming that way because Negan is one of our heroes, right? I know some people like to look at it different ways, like, oh, Dan, Negan's not really a hero and this and that. Well, he's our hero on this show, him and Maggie. They're the leading characters, right? So if somebody poses a threat to them, we're going to root against those characters, and I'm rooting against Renata for sure. And I notice a lot of you guys are too, because, Renata is too soft for this world. She is way too weak, and it kind of reminds me of when, Shane was trying to get Rick to do the hard things back in the day, and Rick wouldn't do them sometimes, and then Shane would have to do them, Difference is Rick actually adapted. Renata, I can't say, no, Renata's not going to adapt. I'm shocked she made it this long. If I'm being honest with y'all, I'm shocked she's made it this far out. When she looked at him and she was like, oh, Negan, you're under arrest. You're coming with me. I was like, okay. Okay. You want to play that game, do you? Well, okay, that's not happening. And I like how he said, he's like, I'm going to kill any soul that tries to ever lock me in a cage again, So here's what I'm saying, man. I think she's going to try to come at Negan. I think she's actually going to get some damage into with some of her guys, and I think that's going to look real bad, and they may even hurt Negan. I'm not lying. I think I could see something like that happening, and Negan's like, let's say like they get him good or something, because he is outnumbered, and imagine Negan's held by Renata's folks, and Maggie steps in, and Maggie kills Renata. Because here's the thing about it, right? Maggie killing Renata to me makes sense because I think she's known Negan. Well, she has. She's known Negan for way longer than Renata. If it came down to it, and they even talked about it this episode when they were drinking, he was like, oh, well, Maggie, you should be the one in charge, not her, you could rule the whole thing and maybe you and me together, And to be honest with you, I think that's what's going to happen. Now, you may ask, well, wait, what would happen with Louise if they kill Renata? I would not be surprised if Maggie kills Renata and makes it seem like as if Renata died another way, to be honest. And then imagine Maggie gets with Louise, and then they get together for a bit, but then Louise finds out what Maggie did to his sister. And then that shit could progress into a really big problem where you have Maggie and Negan versus, Louise and whoever else joins his side. I think that might be where this is going, because here's the thing. I don't see Maggie just sitting there going along with Renata saying, oh yeah, kill Negan. I don't see it. And Negan's not getting locked up. I know that's not going to happen. So it's got to end in some kind of way where somebody here dies. And obviously Maggie and Negan are the stars of the show, so you can kind of figure out where this is going, I think Renata dies this season. I think for sure she does. I think Amy Garcia was a one-season type of deal that she signed with AMC, and I think her character will be dead by the end of this season. Could even be episode 7, to be honest, but I'm thinking more episode 8. For a finale, Negan versus Renata, that type of thing. And then Maggie steps in and shoots Renata, Or better yet, they want to go symbolism, with it, like 100%. You could do a situation where maybe Maggie stabs Renata in the back, and it's a mirror of last season when she stabbed Negan in the back, except this time, it's fatal, and she kills her. And Maggie stabs Renata in killing her. You get what I'm saying? And saves Negan before Negan dies. I could see something like that happening. I'm not gonna lie, because the way that they're framing this, they're setting this up. Renata's not letting go of this Negan topic. She continues to try to entice Maggie to do something about Negan, and I don't think Maggie's gonna budge. I don't. I think she has more respect for what Negan is doing these days than she used to 5 years ago. And I also think she respects Negan more than, Renata too, So I think Renata here is a bit of a plot device. I think, and I'm starting to kind of figure out what her character is about, because I was trying to get a grasp of what her character was for such a long time. I think I finally have nailed what it is. She is a plot device to bring Negan and Maggie closer together. And no, not in that romantic way. In a allies, united front type of idea. You pose enough of a threat, when it comes down to it, Negan and Maggie will pick each other rather than these new people in New York City. And I think that's where we're going. And I think that's a really interesting idea. And then whatever's left of Renata's army, or whatever's left of whatever else going on, they'll either kill the rest, or Maggie will lay down the law, and Negan will lay down the law, and they'll say, look, we have a good thing here. You're going to fall in line. You're going to listen. We're going to build this shit up. And imagine Maggie lets Negan do a little bit of the ruling to get the people under control after Renata dies. I think that shit would be pretty fucking cool, to be honest. And the Negan we have this season, I think he'd have no problem walking in there and telling them what is what and what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're going here. So it's going to be interesting, man. I haven't been this excited about Dead City in a long time. This season really is giving me a lot of talking points and different things that they could do, because there's so much going on. Like, there's so many things happening that I think there's an endless amount of possibilities. So we will see where all this goes. Let me know your thoughts down below on what you guys think. And if you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, guys, make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Scum, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a straight fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.